What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today we have the balance changes for September 25, which is next season. Just keep in mind these are balance changes that are subject to change, so they might change if people don't like them enough. That happens. Sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, hopefully it does, because there's a few in here that I'm not crazy about, to say the least. So first of all, let's just get to the nerfs, which is usually how the balance changes start. We have minions getting a nerf. So last season, if you're not familiar, minions got a buff. Their range went up from 1.6 to 2.5 tiles. Huge buff to the minions. And they've been pretty strong since that. So they decided to nerf their hit speed by 9%. Personally, not the nerf I would go for. I'd probably go for a nerf that's more along the lines of like just cutting back to the range again, like to find like some sort of middle ground where they'd be a bit more balanced. But Supercell, Clash Royale, the dev team has some ideas, and well, sometimes they're not their best ideas, and this is not one of the best ideas. I don't think nerfing their hit speed was the right play, but hey, we'll see how this plays out. I don't think they should do this. I think they should just cut back to the range or something, but whatever. Spirit Empress getting a 10% nerf to her air form, so when she's under Dragon. She did get a decent set of buffs last balance changes. But like 10% to her air form, that's a lot, man. All right, it's like she was good, but she wasn't OP. It definitely was not an OP card. Like you didn't see. Like I would go against Spirit Empress. I didn't grind rank that much this season, but I go against Spirit Empress, and it wasn't that crazy. Like I could hold my own just fine against Spirit Empress. Not a tough card to deal with. But yeah, I think maybe like 4% would be a better nerf for the Spirit Empress. Evolved Furnace, thank fuck this card's getting a nerf. So it's going to spawn Fire Spirits a little bit slower when it's attacking. That's the whole thing with the Evil Furnace, is it spawns Fire Spirits stupid fast when it's attacking. Now it's going to spawn them 25% slower. So now instead of every 1.8 seconds, you're getting a Fire Spirit every 2.4 seconds. So which is a good change. It's going to make it like a little bit more defendable, less like, you know, it's not going to be like a fucking mega Fire Spirit spawning machine, which is nice. Cannoneer getting a nerf. I don't know why they're going for this. I don't think Cannoneer needed a nerf. I think he already got a decent enough of a nerf rework in the last balance changes. And this is just going to make him even worse, I think. Like 5% nerf to his hit speed is just, in my opinion, it's just uncalled for. I don't think he needs a nerf at all. I think he was okay where he was, but we'll see. Ideally, I don't want to see this happen, but we'll see what happens. 5% isn't crazy, but still a noticeable change. But now for the buffs. I like these buffs. These buffs are actually pretty swiggity swag, if I could say so myself. So, Dark Prince getting the buff here. We have a 7% buff to his damage. He's going to get 266 damage instead of 248. 266 is the same as like Valkyrie or Royal Ghost or Mega Knight with like the regular attack. So it's a decent increase. It'll change a few interactions. I think you'll be able to two-shot a Magic Archer or a Mother Witch. And yeah, it's probably about the main ones. And like obviously his charge will be able to one-shot a Magic Archer and a Mother Witch or Zappies. But apart from that, no crazy interaction changes that I'm aware of. But it's still a decent buff. Again, 7% increase to his DPS. He's going to be a better tank killer as well. He's going to have some pretty, because he hits pretty fast. It's going to be some good DPS to the Dark Prince. So I think there's actually a pretty solid, pretty strong buff. I think it might be a little overkill, but I wouldn't mind seeing Dark Prince be a really strong card, be pretty sick. But Goblinstein getting a buff as well. The monster is getting 4% more HP, so going from 2304 to 2385. Not a big change. Honestly, it'll barely even be noticeable. Goblinstein was a pretty weak card last season anyways, so I'm fine for getting a buff. No problems there, no complaints from me. Little Prince, though, really happy about this one. And Little Prince will be getting a 25% ability knockback and 11% ability damage. So, the ability won't be a complete fucking waste of 3 elixir anymore. Holy shit. Thank God, but the card's still gonna suck. They need to give it more damage or something to the regular Little Prince. But it's something. It could be worse. So, yeah, we're going from 2 to 2.5 tiles with the knockback. And the ability damage is going to do a bit more. So I think it should be able to kill a princess or a dark elven. So pretty slick. Very nice, very nice. And Goblin Curse. This might be the worst day for Ken ever. All right. Goblin Curse is going to lose its damage amplification. It's gonna get 17% damage buff in exchange, which lets it kill goblins if they stay in the thing for long enough, and it's gonna do 67% more damage to the towers, which is actually insane. But what this really changes is that the Goblin Curse will be a little bit more viable on its own with nothing else doing anything. But when you pair it in like in a huge push with like Mega Knight or like some like, big DPS card, P.E.K.K.A, Sparky, Wizard, whatever. I know I sound like a mid-ladder player when I'm doing that, but I'm trying to think of my high DPS cards. It's gonna be way worse. It's gonna not have that 20% damage buff that you could just put on like an area of the arena, which makes it really easy to break through defenses sometimes. So yeah, overall, I think this is definitely a pretty big nerf for the Goblin Curse, and this more sets as a niche, like gimmick card instead of it being like a broader use, just like really good utility card. And then the Log's getting a little bug fix, 1% damage buff, not gonna make a big difference. I actually don't know what this changes. Surely there was some interaction where it was supposed to kill something and just didn't, and now it will. So there you go, guys. Log players, the Log got like 4 nerfs in a row, but it's okay. They're bringing it back. They're giving it 1% more damage. Pretty crazy. But anyways, yeah, it's kind of about it for the balance changes. Honestly, I'm pretty chill with all of these. I think Goblin Curse, I don't like it, but it's kind of balanced. I kind of hate that they're taking away from the damage multiplex, because that's kind of what made it unique. It's the only card in the game that has that. But yeah, I'd like to see them maybe find a way to nerf it without taking away its damage multiplier, because that was pretty sick. I like that mechanic a lot. All the buffs I like a lot. Dark Prince, again, probably a little bit too much. Cannoneer nerf, unnecessary. Evil Furnace nerf, probably not going to be enough. Spirit Empress nerf, way too much. And Minions nerf, just the wrong nerf to give it. But hey, there's been worse balance changes, but there's definitely been better ones. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. And that's going to be about it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. See you guys in the next one.